Hi everyone, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio, and we're back for another week of the Margarete Miller Weekly Challenge, and we are on week 33. One, I can't believe that another week has gone by, and two, I can't believe that we're 33 weeks into this year. Thanks for joining me today, and like I said, we're going to do Margarete Miller. My book is full, so I have had to cut some pages to be able to finish out the year. And what I'll do is, my plan is to disassemble this book when the entire challenge is done and put all these in an album. So there is a video for each of these if you want to go back and see how I created any of these, or to see what the prompts were for the previous weeks. You can get Margarete Miller's prompts in her Etsy store under mellowmiller. My mind went blank right when I was about to say it. It's mellowmiller on Etsy. And like I said, all the previous weeks are available in a playlist on my channel. This was last week's 32, and like I said, we're on 33. So let's get a look at the prompts and see what we're going to do for this week. So the first thing is electronic, whatever that means to you. And so I found this little guy that was advertising electricity in an old magazine. And so I'm going to use him. And then I also have this fan. And I'm going to use that. And then I also have some gauges that have like volts and amps and stuff like that on it. So that's gonna be my electronic thing. Actually, there's two prompts, something industrial and something electronic. So those are gonna kind of cover those two prompts. Security envelope pattern. I have this pattern off the inside of a security envelope. Something with stars. For stars, I have this washi tape that has stars on it. So we're going to use that. A doodle, and we'll get to that when we start putting it together. And then the bonus is text from a book page. And I have got a dictionary page that starts with the word electrician, and almost all the words, at least on this side, and part of this side, have something to do with electricity. So that's what I'm going to use for the major part of my background. So let's get started gluing some of this stuff down and see what we can come up with. I hope everybody's having a good week. So far, it's finally cooling off here, and it's not so terribly miserable like it has been, so that's good. I am going to actually leave the corners of this page white because he has so much white in him, and I don't want to grunge him up too much because I think it's going to fit better with the other things that I have if I don't. And this book page has a nice color. So we're just going to use some glue stick and glue it down first and get to going here. Yeah, my book is just totally full. It didn't have enough pages in it to finish out the year, so I'm just gonna work on these. These were pages. This particular pad that I had was bigger. It was like a 9 by 12. And so I was able to cut those in half and have roughly the same size of what I've been working on. So when I put my album together, all the collages will still be about the same size. So that worked out well. And I'll just stick them in my book until the end of the year. And I put my album together. Okay. Now, I chose just some random, well, I say random, but it's really not random because I chose this particular paper on purpose because I thought this was kind of like lightning bolts, and I wanted a little bit of color because my other elements don't really have any color, and so I wanted some color to work with. So I'm gonna put these pages down just to give it a little bit more color. I'm gonna do something like that, I think. All right, so if I do this one, I'm trying to get myself a focal point or a point to where I want this to go. I think if I do it right by that .210. Okay, so let me put this one down first. What's everybody been working on? I'm going to start getting into doing my Halloween makes so that I can get those done and listed. I don't do a lot, but I try to do a few every year, tags in particular. So if you're interested in getting a tag for your planner or journal for Halloween, I'll have some of those pretty soon. Last year, I thought I made too many, and I ended up having to make some more because the original ones went fairly quickly, a lot more quickly than I thought they would. And I know it's early, but us makers, we have to do things early or then it's too late. Nobody wants a Halloween tag, you know, too late. Okay, my idea is to make this kind of look like it is a panel, like in a factory or something. So I am going to distress the edge of this, and I think this is where my little doodling is going to come in. I'm going to go around it, I believe, with like a pen, make it look like it's got rivets around it. So let's do that. I have just a Sadler 0.7 pigment liner. And I'm just going to, at some of these little intersecting points here, just make some dots. I guess a dot is considered a doodle, right? I didn't really get that last one there very even. Like I started here, so I've got one extra. I'm gonna trim that off because that's gonna bug me if I don't. Yeah, I can afford to trim that off. Okay, so I can get it. I can't get it close enough, I don't think. Yeah, that's good. Let's trim the other side off too, just so it'll be even. Then we'll have to re-ink. But that's okay. Such is the life of a journaler. Cut, cover up, ink, re-ink. Till we get it right. Okay, so there's my little panel with my little doodling. And I'm gonna bring it to about right there, I think. So let's get that glued down. Oops, I gouged my glue. I hate when that happens. And I'm gonna cover up just that corner that said elevation, since I don't really have anything to do with our subject. Okay, so there's our little panel. And let's put our gauges on. I'm just gonna knock the white edges off these. And these are Tim Holtz. And I'm really kind of glad that we have these prompts, because I have a ton of these little things and I never know where I'm going to use them. So these particular little gauges anyway. And then I also did, these were blank little tags that were Tim Holtz, and I just kind of scribbled something on those and numbered them. And I'm going to put them like right under my gauges here, if they'll fit. Kind of like that. So that gives us kind of another little doodle. And I think I'll have that come up just a little bit so it's not so square up there. Put our little numbers on. Whoops. Try to get everything as straight as I can. Move this out of the way so we're not. All right, so there's our little industrial panel. And I think I'm going to take my Stabilo All and kind of go around the outside edge. This pen's water soluble, so, or the pencil, sorry. So you can take your water brush and, you know, smear your lines to cause a shadow. Let's go around these. Let's see. Let's do this side. I was trying to decide where I wanted to create my shadow. I think I'm going to do this side. Oops. Tried to put that water pen cover on my pencil again. Okay, there we go. So we got our little gauge panel all finished. So now let's work on getting our little guy and attached. I have to be really careful because his arm is just like barely hanging on there. And our fan, which is gonna go, and he's actually holding a lamp, So that would be an electronic thing as well, but I kind of like this fan, so I'm going to put that on there, and I think I am going to, do I want to ink around that? I feel like it needs, let's do black. I feel like it needs something, but I don't necessarily want to use the walnut stain or the finished photo, so let's use a little black soot. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's get them down. So we want to put him down first, and I'm going to use our glitter glue because the thought of using the glue stick on this little fragile piece scares me. So let's hope we can get some art glitter glue on here and get him on in one piece. Get him up a little bit. See, I already got some glue or something on his face. That's okay. I don't know if I can get that off with my little magic glue getter offer. That's a technical term, by the way, glue getter offer. Yeah, we're just going to leave it. Okay, now, oh, I didn't mean to glue his hand down, and I bet I won't be able to get it back up now. Oh, well. Maybe we'll do it like that, so he's kind of presenting the fan. And that bums me about that. Bummer, bummer. Okay. Now, get my rag back out of the way. I did have my 33 there. Now I just see 1-3. I'll have to look for that in a minute. Okay, so we need to put our stars in. Because that was not even straight. But I can't get that off either. Yeah, I'm not going to try. We're just going to not be perfect. But that's okay. So there's our stars. Now I'm going to take, I pulled out some colored pencils that are kind of the same colors that are in here. And for the rest of my doodles, I am going to kind of imitate the circles. But I'm going to kind of do like half, not fill them in. I hope this is going to work. With my ideal being that as they came off the page, they you know, went to not being full filled in circles, if that makes sense. And that way I won't be covering up too much of my book page, because I don't want to do that. Okay, so the next row would be, that gray really needs to be, let me see if I've got a darker gray. Oh yeah, that's better. So the next row would be just the outline of a circle. So this one would be gray. And this is going to be the fun part. And I'm going to move it over, is trying to draw a circle. And then this one would be this color. And then this one would be gray. And that's not even gray, that's more like a, but it is closer to, and then let's do this one blue. Oop, that's not blue. Wrong one. Okay, so now let's do all right, so wide. Okay, so we want to do, I'm trying to decide how I want to fade it going down here. Let's do this. Let's make like little lines so that we have kind of a pattern, but we're not filling in. No. I did that one the wrong color, but that's okay. And then maybe do the same thing over here. And that way we're kind of tying in the lines that are on the security envelope as well. Okay, so there's my doodles. And then I found this little sentiment or quote or whatever that says shine bright. So I thought that was kind of appropriate. Let me put it right there. Okay, now I wonder where my other 3 got off to. Well, phooey. Found it. This is really bothering me, guys, that this is not straight. I can't live with that. Can't do it. I'm just going to move it over a little bit to cover up whatever it took off there. All right, there it is. Short and sweet this week. It came together fairly easy, all because I found this guy. Had I not found this guy, I'd have probably struggled with it a lot more than I did. I think I am going to go around the edges of this with black soot, because I think it goes better than the browns in this particular collage. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'm trying to decide if I need to color his gloves and his boots. I'm gonna do it. Just kind of gives us another color element. I wish I had cut that out right there, but I didn't. But I can use my stupid little ball and at least shade it. He was already so fragile. what did I do with it? Let's give him some ground to stand on too. Okay, I think that's it now, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that collage, and we will be back on Thursday for a I Saw It on Pinterest episode. Until then, I hope everybody has a great rest of the week, and we'll see you on Thursday. Bye.